so you're gonna be right after Unknown, the song
Unknown?
Unknown,
Awesome.
and before Available.
Okay.
You were supposed to be before Oceans, but I switched it.
Okay.
Um,
Where in the list is that?
it's between the second song and the third song.
Okay, cool.
So after the second song is when you'll come up.
Sick.
So the first one, so basically I'm gonna play a video and then do every little thing, and then we're going to Unknown, and then you'll come up and talk. And then if you could pray after you're done talking, and then we'll go into Available after
Awesome.
that. So
Cool.
yeah, sweet. Take the stage. Go for it.
Awesome.
And now we're gonna have Josh Whiteford say a couple things. That's not how your intro gonna be, but
Hey guys, welcome tonight. And I just wanted to say a bit about what our next series is going to be on. So this next series is about trust, and Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight." I really like this verse because in this life, nothing really goes the way that we always think it will. Problems, trials, things come up in our life, and it messes with us, and we don't really know what to do. But this verse is a reminder to just trust God, because even if you don't know what's going on, He does, and He'll lead you through that. Yeah.
Short and sweet, huh?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, Josh. Also, just so you know, this is the second week of this series.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't the first week, so.
That's true.
Are you sure, Sheriff? Hey everyone, come find a seat. Wow. Hi guys, thanks. Well, if you didn't hear that, my name is Ari and welcome to CrossPoint students. We are super glad that you were here today. I forget that you can't really see people from the stage, but hi guys. Hi. If it's your first time today, special welcome. We're really glad you're here. Shara is in the back with an iPad. In the next few minutes, if you will head over and find her, she just wants to say hi. We as a team want to get to know you better and want to make sure that you know who your small group leader is. So head back there. All right. We have one thing and one thing only to talk about right now. I don't know if you've been around for a while, you've maybe come to this event with us, but every year, at the best time of year, we go to this place where there's a lot of corn, and some pumpkins, and scary people in mats and things. We go to Del Oso Corn Maze. That was a gradual buildup of excitement. But yes, we're super excited. So if you've never been to this event, we really hope that you come. We go every fall right before Halloween. It's a time for us to just hang out with each other, bring a friend. But we go to Del Oso Farms, and there's a corn maze, there's food, there's a haunted house and a haunted train thing that is very creepy, if I do say so myself. And a bunch of other attractions, the pumpkin patch, a bunch of fun things. It's also a costume contest for us. So there's a few important details to pay attention to. This event is on October 27th. That's the last Wednesday before Halloween. It starts at 5:15. So if you show up at your normal 6:15 time, you're going to miss it. So be here at 5:15. You do have to register ahead of time because it costs $18. That covers transportation because your awesome small group leaders are going to drive you. And that covers your entrance into the farm. So register at crosspointstudents.org. It's on the screen if you don't know what I'm talking about. That $20 is wrong. It's actually $18. You're welcome. Okay, it's a $2 difference. It's not that big of a deal, but thanks. And I had nothing to do with that. But yeah, so make sure, guys, get that on your calendar, register, sign up ahead of time, wear a costume. There's a few different costume prize points, so be talking to your small group about that if you want to do that. Yeah, cool. Next thing, one thing we value here at CrossPoint students is getting to know each other better. So I want everybody to stand up, find someone you don't know, and answer the next few questions. What show are you currently watching? Find someone you don't know and give them an obscure superpower. spot an alien ship above Modesto, do you run toward them or away from them, and why? One thing you miss about kindergarten? Pumpkin spice, yes or no?
All right, guys, grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat. Hi, Madison. Hi, guys. We're going to play a game, and I'm going to invite up my friend Madison. Here's the deal. We just asked you if pumpkin spice was good or not. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin spice. But, like, we were in our office, we were talking about, like, we should play a fall game, maybe with pumpkin spice. And, like, immediately, my mind went to, like, the most basic white girl person in our youth group, who is Madison.
That's me. Hi, guys. That's me.
Madison,
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love pumpkin spice?
10 out of 10. Guys, I put it on my coffee this morning. I ate a pumpkin spice bagel for dinner 2 nights ago. I had a pumpkin spice donut the other day. I love pumpkin spice. Even for this game today, I put on pumpkin spice colored earrings and a shirt for this. I'm totally excited for it.
Can we get our game graphic up here? I just want everybody to take a moment to just look at this picture.
That is...
Can we just take a moment to admire, like, just that?
So this is me in 2016 as a freshman in high school. I actually won a fall photo contest for CrossPoint Student Ministries with this picture and with this face, my pumpkin spice face. So
Jenica's taking a picture of your picture, just so you know.
you can totally do that. It's a relic for sure.
So this is what's going to happen. Can you pull this table forward with me? We have here a table of deliciousness. Not really. This is really a bunch of stuff that I just grabbed out of my pantry. And we're going to ask the question, will it pumpkin spice? So we're going to bring 2 people up, and you're going to choose which item to pumpkin spice. And Madison is going to eat that item and judge it based on A, is it better if it pumpkin spices with pumpkin spice? And also, how much better is this food item with pumpkin spice? So I just got to go over some things here. So
Excited.
I have this bag of marshmallows. And I was like, man, these are kind of hard. They expired in May. So does the expired marshmallows, pumpkin spice, Barks root beer?
I like root beer.
Spice,
Root beer's
right?
great.
There is milk, just regular milk in
Milk
this
is
cup.
also good. Put that in my coffee.
This is, Ari, how old is this ice cream? Okay,
Yeah,
like a week
that's
and a half
solid.
old cold
That's
stone
okay.
ice cream.
That's totally okay.
Some noodles from my daughter's lunch this morning.
Love it.
White cheddar popcorn,
Yes.
Cheerios, Triscuits, donuts, but we saved the best for last. There's a raw egg in here.
Yum. So good. Love it.
So I'm
good.
gonna pick two people, and you can either choose to be nice and actually try and win, or you can choose to make Madison be terrible. All right, let's do Peyton and let's do Yusuf.
Hello, Peyton, my fellow relative.
All right, Peyton, here
You love me,
is
right?
here is
Yeah?
the pumpkin spice.
Right.
Which
Lovely.
item would you like to pumpkin spice for her?
I'll do.
You can choose whatever you want.
Anything. Anything you desire. Remember, you are related
Yusuf, do
to
you
me
know?
and you love me.
What do you
So
want pumpkin
choose
spice for
correctly.
Madison? Oh, the egg. All right, go ahead. Pumpkin spice it up. Pumpkin
know where
spice
you
it up.
live.
Can I
live
get a
2
leader to
minutes
grab me a
away
trash
from you.
can? I really don't want Madison to puke all over the place. That's just like a little bit. Oh, no, there's a good amount. Okay, there's a good amount in there. All right.
You want some more?
Yusuf, what is she going to pumpkin spice?
Mix it together.
No. Just pick one. This is not you're going to the
great.
drink reward. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's
Nice.
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 I can't see it. Wow. I cannot see the root beer anymore. That's great.
All right, let's try the root beer first. Let's try the root beer
All right.
first.
So, and remind me of the categories again. what I'm judging on.
I want to know if it tastes better with pumpkin spice, and then I want to know how much better it tastes. That's just for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand over here.
Madison's gonna be trying it.
Okay.
Is it better? That's the question.
It is not better.
It is not better.
It's a little grainy. And then the second category I'm forgetting. What's the second category I'm judging on?
How much better
How much
or worse
better?
is it?
It is 10 times worse.
10 times worse.
Absolutely.
Root beer does
Oh.
not pumpkin spice.
That was not good. Good
All right.
try though. That's
All right, you can
it's
toss
like
that in there.
crumbling on the top, like it's balancing.
disgusting.
That's
All right.
It's congealing.
I want to. All right, raw egg.
I made it extra yummy. This one's gonna taste
Extra delicious.
Holy cow. Okay. Oh my word.
Poor Madison. I feel bad for you right now.
Okay. So I don't usually eat raw egg on its own. So I would have to say that's actually better.
It's better.
Because it has flavor in it.
Oh,
It's better. But on the whole, that's disgusting. And I'm disappointed in you because I love you so much and you just did that to me. So
will you take a drink of that, Peyton? Oh, you just threw it away. All right, have a
I'm
seat, guys.
sorry. No, I'm not going to do that.
All right, right here. And Taylor, you guys had your hands up first.
Woo!
All right, Tay, what do you want a pumpkin spice here?
Hi.
Delaney, do you know what you want a pumpkin spice already?
Milk.
Ooh, the spaghetti.
Ooh,
Okay. My daughter's spaghetti from lunchtime. It's been in a bag. It's okay.
Love it. Oh.
All right. All right.
Seemed too bad, actually.
That could be okay.
I could be just
Delaney?
fine.
Go ahead. The donuts. Okay.
Nice.
Are you going to
I
feed
like
it to her?
chocolate.
That would be weird. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I'll just.
All right,
Thank
spaghetti.
you.
Will it pumpkin spice? What do you guys think? Spaghetti better? Worse? Worse? What do you think?
That's worse. That's definitely worse. It's a little grainy.
Grainy?
There's no marinara sauce, so it's definitely dry. My tongue is parched.
I mean, I've got some water for you. You're good.
Oh yeah. So I would say it's worse, but it's not the worst thing I've ever eaten.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna swallow this, so that's better than the egg.
That's good. That's
Way
good.
better than the egg. Yeah.
All right, now we've got chocolate donuts. Better? How many of you guys like Hostess chocolate donuts?
They're really good.
Yeah, okay. Like it's like my wife's go-to pregnant snack, man.
Yeah. I'm really actually quite excited for this one.
I like how she takes a bite and there's just like there's those puff of pumpkin spice coming out.
Good job. Okay. That actually tastes so good.
Is it good?
That's great. Chocolate
Well
and
done.
pumpkin spice.
Sure. Donuts
You can do
and
one.
spaghetti pumpkin spice. All right.
I think that tastes really good.
Two
Good
more
job.
people.
Great.
Luke Van Steenwick.
Woo.
And I think, Reagan, I think you were next. I think your hand was up. Okay. All right, Kayla, come on. Come on, Kayla. We'll do 3. It'll be fine. All right. What would you guys
Kayla.
like to pumpkin spice? You want the ice
Nice.
cream? All right, go ahead.
I'm actually. That's
Milk?
milk.
Milk? All right.
Nice.
The 6-month-old, 6-month May, I don't know, like 4-month-old
Marshmallows.
marshmallows.
He's having
How
a
much
hard
do you
time
want to do?
ripping them apart.
A lot?
That's
Do
how old
whatever
they are.
you want.
Do whatever you want. And remember, I do share a room with you, so keep that in mind. I'm joking. I love you still. Ice cream is actually one of my favorite desserts. If y'all want to become my best friend, bring me ice cream. That's not a week old, preferably, but I do love a good Ben and
That's
Jerry's
not a week old, that's
ice
a week
cream.
and a half old.
Week and a half old. Preferably like you bought it from Target yesterday. That would be great.
I
Ben
mean,
and
you can
Jerry's.
see where my daughter took like 2 bites out of it, so that's a thing.
I love Grace. That's okay. That's okay. Do whatever you'd like. Wow. I might not want to eat pumpkin spice for like a few days after this. I feel it in my throat. It's kind of settling there. It's quite nice. Oh,
All right.
my gosh.
Let's try this
Wow.
Which one would you like to try first, Madison?
I want to try, let's see. I want to do the ice cream first because I'm excited for that.
All right.
Oh, she dropped it in the milk.
That's all right. Well, clearly we're done with this game. All right, let's try some ice cream. Does ice cream pumpkin spice? I'm a bet it does. I'm a bet if you like pumpkin spice and you like ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good?
That pumpkin spice. That's perfect, actually. Actually, it's a little much, but it tastes really good.
How bad is that ice cream? That's what I want to know.
No, it's actually really good ice
All right.
cream. Like, I'm not.
I mean, you can eat the
disappointed in
rest of
that.
it. I'm just gonna throw
That's
it away. So
That's great. Thank you. Thank you. That's perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I like that you cut open the marshmallows
He
to like
cut it
pour
open,
pumpkin
but then
spice
he
in.
also built a mountain on top of it as well.
I think they're not like super hard, but they're definitely a little tough.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh my gosh. My tongue is so dry. I can't even spit it out. It's stuck in my mouth.
That's quality.
I would say if this was a better marshmallow, it'd be better. I'd say if you put less of it on there, it'd be better, but this is actually hurting my tongue
Good job,
because of
Luke.
how much is on it. So you lost most
Why don't you
definitely.
try some like soup? Because that's not milk anymore. Oh.
I can't swallow that because there's just so much in there. It's like when you eat a spoonful of cinnamon. It's the same texture. Oh my gosh.
Guys,
I
thanks
can't.
for being good sport, Madison. Guys, thanks for playing. Give it up for Madison.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not taking the ice cream.
Dawson's going to come help me in a minute. Awesome. Guys, we're going to move into a time of worship, but before we do that, we've got a new song for you, and check out this video. Just kidding. Cher's going to talk about the song for a minute.
Cool. So Kyle spent this, I don't know. He did email it to us. Anyways, you guys can boo Danny for not doing his job. Okay, now you can clap because he had to do the job of 2 people, so it's okay. So Kyle is at home right now, probably shaking his head. Everyone say hi, Kyle, at home. Kyle made a video for us talking about the song tonight. So we're doing a new song called Every Little Thing. Band, you guys can go ahead and come up. And the song talks about how we can trust God with every little thing. And so basically the main thing that we wanted to point out to you guys before just singing the song together is that this isn't a song about just putting a Band-Aid over things and saying, yeah, everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be all right. But it's really about taking that step of faith to say, even in the big things and even in the little things, I'm going to trust God, and I'm going to say that everything's going to be okay, even when I don't see it coming, even when I don't see what the future holds. I'm going to trust that God is in it, and he's working together our things for our good. So we wanted to make sure and point that out to you guys. You guys can stand up on your feet because this song is a dancing song. So come on up to the front. And I would love to see you guys practice some jumps for me. Can we kind of just practice a little bit? Get light on your feet a little bit. Move those ankles up and down. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. You guys front row over here. We need a little bit more movement. Here we go. Oh, I'm not seeing any movement over here. I want to see some movement. Sweet, I think we're ready to go.
Should I worry about for Jesus. Let's move on to our next song. My forever in your heart, your steps I will follow. I put my trust in who you are. Your voice is my arrow. I will walk into the dark to see how the light breaks through. I will run into your arms. I will hold on to. I will lift my eyes to things unseen, to the promised land, your victories. I will build my life on the mystery of where you call me, and I will go to the unknown. Can't be shaken with your words hidden in my heart. Can't contain what I have seen. Light rising from the dark. I will lift my eyes to things unseen, to the promised land, your victories. I will build my life on the mystery of where you call me, and I will go to the unknown. Greater than I could ever dream, further than I could ever see. Who can compare to the greatest wonder? Higher than I could ever reach, stronger than I could ever be. Nothing compares to how you love me. Greater than I could ever dream, further than I could ever see. Who can compare to the greatest wonder? Higher than I could ever reach, stronger than I could ever be. Nothing compares to how you love me. Greater than I could ever dream.
Hey guys. So this series that we're going through is all about trust, kind of like Shara shared. And I want to share with you Proverbs 3:5-6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your path straight." As we go throughout life, things happen that we don't expect. We always will go through trials or tribulations and things that we just bump into that we're not ready for. And a lot of times when we get to that, it can be really hard to move on. But kind of how this series is going, we just need to remember to trust God, because even if we can't see where we're going, God does know, because he can see it all. And we can trust in him that he will make our path straight.
Let's continue to worship.
sacrifice. Oh, use me how you want to, God. Have your throne within my heart. I hear you call. I am available. And I say, yes, Lord. I am available. Lord, please help us just be available to you at all times, even when we feel like we have nothing left, when we feel like we have nothing more to give to you. But we can never give enough to you, but you make us enough. We aren't enough at first, but you make us enough. So I just pray that can encourage us just to be available to you at all times, whatever you want to do in our lives, even though it's really, really scary, and sometimes we can just get so stuck in our normal lives that we forget how important it is just to pray to you all the time and to just be in your presence. So I just pray as we sing this one last song that you can really just work in us and that we can just be available to you. would trust you to go beyond the borders, and you would just let us walk on waters where we never think we could walk. But God, you make it possible. You make anything is possible with you, God. And I pray that we would trust that, and we would know that you can make anything possible.
Go ahead and grab a seat, guys. Middle school, you're staying here today, so grab a seat down there as well. I think sometimes it's easy to sing those words to songs like that, but it's often pretty difficult to live that out. Like, what if God actually calls you to go somewhere where you can't trust anything but him anymore? I think that sounds good in our head, but like when we actually put that into practice, we're like, nah, I'm not about that. Like that, like I want you to keep that in mind, because that is exactly the point that we're talking about today. We're talking about trusting God not only with the big things, but also the little things as well. Here's the deal. I have an unpopular opinion. I don't really like Christmas. Yep, that's what I expected. The big sighs, the big what's. Like, anybody else in here, like, please, there's got to be at least another person in this room who's like, Christmas is just okay. Awesome. A couple of people. I'm not alone. You're not alone, people. It's great. Here's the thing. Here's the deal. I kind of feel like Christmas is a big scam. I really do. Like, the amount of energy that gets put into buying presents and materialism and shopping and planning, and like, I mean, nobody actually wants to hang out with your grandma for 4 hours on any given day. That's not a thing that people do. I say, yeah. Well, okay, that doesn't count. I think, like, also, like, if it's meant to be a celebration of Jesus' birthday, like, I don't know that Jesus wants his birthday packed up in materialism. Like, it just feels like a big, big scam. Here's the problem. Ari loves Christmas. She absolutely loves the details and the planning, like the Christmas magic. Like, I don't get that. Like, Christmas magic, I don't know, but she loves that. In fact, we had a really, really big fight at one point in time. And that was because I think Santa is a huge scam. Like, I think it's a terrible thing. Like in my mind, you're going to tell your child that there's this giant guy in a suit that comes down your chimney at night, and if you're good, he'll give you presents. But if you're bad, he gives you coal. Like, what? What happens when your kid turns 6 or 7 and finds out that you've been lying to them their whole lives? I can't do it. And yet, like, there's this thing too with that. Like, you're gonna say Santa's not real and that I've created this giant conspiracy theory. But like, Jesus, this guy who is real, but you also can't see him, he's real, but this guy's not. Like, I just can't do it. I have this like obsession with the truth though. Like, I realize I'm weird in this. Like, I'm one of those guys who like, I have a hard time lying. And I know some of you are like, that's a lie right there. Like, no, it really isn't. I have a hard time lying. Like birthday presents, people are like, what'd you get me for your birthday? And I was like, do you really want to know? I'll tell you. Like, and like my wife loves surprises. And so like, I've learned how to navigate questions or be like, you really don't want the answer to that question. Like, but if she presses me, I'm going to tell her. Like, I just don't think it's worth lying about. But as a culture, we've made those things okay, haven't we? It's okay to lie if it's for protection of somebody, or if it's okay to like, you're just hiding a secret, or if it's for what you deem is their good. I don't buy into that though. Jesus said it's one of the big 10, thou shalt not lie. I just don't know if there's a good reason to lie. And I know I'm weird, and I know that makes me sound like a terrible human. But also I just can't like differentiate what Jesus said versus like what actually happens. This isn't a new thing. The reason why I tell you that story is because Abram, the guy that we're talking about today, does the same thing. So if you don't know or you haven't been here, last week we started this series called Trust. And we're talking about this guy named Abraham. So Abram is Abraham if you don't know. God changes his name halfway through the story. So if I call him Abraham or I call him Abraham, it's the same guy. But God tells Abram, I want you to like pick up your family, Oregon Trail across like the country and go move into enemy territory. Like that's what we talked about last week. God says, go pick up all your family and move. And it's not like they hopped in a U-Haul. The dude like cameled in covered wagons his way across the country. And he gets to this place and it's surrounded by his enemies. And God's like, you know what? Move in, I'll take care of it. And Abraham's like, all right. Let's do it. I'm in. Let's go. I'm going to pack up all my stuff, pack up all my family. I'm going to roll in. It's all good. The very next verse, that's where we're going to pick up today. He's moved in. Things get like he's getting settled in. This is what happens. Genesis 12, if you have your Bible, verse 10 says this. Now there was a famine in the land, so Abraham went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was severe in the land. I found this map online. I think it's helpful. Can you throw that up for me? Next slide. So he starts all the way over here where the red line is in Ur. And he like travels all along the river and then drops down into Canaan. See where the big sea is? There's a place right there in the middle called Canaan. That's where he stops. Like this is a big like journey. It's forever. And then he's like, there's a famine there. And so he just kind of like hops, skips, and jumps over to Egypt, right? He's like, Egypt has food. We're going to go there. Here's the thing. Whenever you read the Bible, like you should look for patterns. You should look for like things that repeat, stuff like this. And Egypt is one of those things. When you go to Egypt in the Bible, it's always a bad idea. It's never a good thing to go to Egypt. Egypt is where God gets like taken down. Egypt is where Israelites become slaves. Like every time you hear in the Bible, and then they went to Egypt, it's not a good thing. You should immediately be going, oops, what's going to happen there? And the same thing happens. So Abraham's just trusted God, like moving all of this family, like across this whole country. In verse 11, when he's about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai, his wife, I know that you're a beautiful woman in appearance. Good compliment. And when the Egyptians see you, they'll say, this is his wife. And then they'll kill me, but they will let you live. Say that you're my sister, so it may go well with you because of you, and that my life may be spared for your sake. So Abram went into Egypt, and the Egyptians saw that this woman was very beautiful. Can you guys imagine this conversation? I put myself in my mind. I'm like, hey, Ari, you're beautiful, like really, really, really beautiful. Like anybody would be lucky to have you. When we roll into Mexico, I'm afraid they're gonna kill me and just take you. So I got an idea. Can you just say you're my sister? How do you think that's gonna go? That's not gonna go well. But that's exactly what happens. Abraham is so afraid that they're going to kill him that this is what he does. Verse 15, and when the princes of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And for her sake, he dealt well with Abraham. He had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, and camels. Pharaoh marries Abraham's wife, Sarai, and pays him like a small fortune for her. That's exactly what happens. Like, that's crazy. That's nuts. But put that in perspective. You literally just moved your family across the country where you were like moving into enemy territory. You trusted God with all of that. And then you're like, they might kill me, so I'm going to just do this thing on my own. So God starts dropping plagues. Literally. Verse 17. But the Lord afflicted Pharaoh and his house with the great plagues because of Sarai. You thought like the Exodus was the first time? No, this is the first time Egypt is messed with plagues. And so Pharaoh called Abraham and said, what is this that you've done to me? Why didn't you tell me that she was your wife? Fair question. Why did you say she's my sister? I took her as my wife. Now, here's your wife. Take her and go. Pharaoh gave his men orders concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. God starts dropping plagues on Egypt, and Pharaoh's like, nah, I'm not going to have any of this. You take your wife and just get out of my land. Don't ever come back. He gets blacklisted from Egypt. This is the thing. You would think Abraham was the one who would trust God, right? But actually, if you look at this story, Pharaoh's the one who's trusting God. Because see, if he wasn't scared of God, he would have just killed Abraham and called it a day. But he's actually feared and fearing God in this moment. My 3-year-old daughter, Grace, when she gets really angry or upset or overwhelmed, we tell her to take a breath and calm down. And it's a great reset for her. And my favorite moments are when Ari gets upset and Grace goes, Mommy, you're grumpy. You need to take a breath. I secretly love it. I secretly love it because she can't get mad. She can't get mad because I'm probably going to pay for this later, but that's okay. She can't get mad because it's true. See, the same thing is happening with Pharaoh. Abram should be the one who is trusting God, and he's not. And Pharaoh is here, the person who shouldn't be trusting God, and he's totally trusting who God is. How often do we do that in our lives? We know we should trust God in our head. We understand we should trust God. And yet when it comes to the moment, we're like, I just don't. I just can't. You think Abraham would learn his lesson too, right? But no. Genesis 20, a couple chapters later, this is what happens. From there, Abraham journeyed to a territory of Negeb, and he lived between Kadesh and Shur, and then he journeyed to Gerar. So this is another place. Verse 2, Abraham said to his wife Sarah, she's my sister. And the king of Abimelech sent his son, the king of Abimelech of Gerar sent and took Sarah. Seriously, dude, the second time it didn't work out for you well the first time. Why would you try a second time? I had a youth pastor who said this, though. And this is the thing that stuck with me. This is where I kind of want us to, dig in today. Sometimes it's really easier to die for Jesus than it is to live for Jesus. Sometimes it's easier to die for Jesus than it is to live for Jesus. Here's what I mean. Abraham trusted God with all of the big things in his life, the big decisions, the big moments. It was easy for him to die for Jesus. I will make a change that will just be really one time and it'll be really big. But when it came to what am I going to eat, how am I going to live, I'm going to put myself in danger, he was like, nah, I'm out. I'm going to do this myself. How many times have you guys been there? You go to a camp, a mission trip, a retreat, and there's emotion and it's real and you feel it and you're like, God, I'm going to change. I'm going to make this big change. And then 2 weeks later you come home and you're like, but I'm not going to actually deal with any of this from the day to day. I've been there. Sometimes it's easier to die for Jesus than it is to live for Jesus. So I started to ask myself, why did Abraham get there? Why do I get there in my life? What are the things that cause me going from, God, everything is here. I'm ready to walk where my trust is without borders. I mean that, I'm in. And then I come to this day-to-day thing and I'm like, but I don't trust you with how my friend's gonna treat me. I don't trust you with what happens when I tell my parents about this. I think the first thing that happens is this. Abraham forgot who God was and what he did. He forgot who God was and what he did. And I don't think this is like he just like blanked out God. I think it just like diminished in his mind to the point where it wasn't there. I get there all the time. I don't know about you guys. I get so caught up in like work and what I have to do today and what I'm doing that I'm like, oh, yeah, there's this guy Jesus who actually wants to hang out with me. I should do that. I do it with my wife. I come home and I get so busy like doing stuff and I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, I should actually spend some time with you, shouldn't I? That probably is important. It's not because I don't want to. It's not because I don't care. It's because I forget who God is and what they did. Think back to your life. Most of you have had an encounter with Jesus that has been pretty powerful. Some of you never have, and that's okay. I think God wants to do something powerful in your life. Who is he and what has he done? Second thing, he wasn't patient and he took matters into his own hands. Dude, I am not a patient person. I like at all. I'm terrible. I'm the kind of person that like once I get something, like I just want to get it done. Like immediately. Like I half the time like leave a conversation and I'm like, crap, I didn't hear the rest of the instructions. Like I've had to learn how to wait till instructions are finished because I just want to go and get it done. I'm not a patient person. And in that, I've learned how to figure it out on my own. I'm pretty good about leaving with half the instructions and figuring out the intention behind it. I think some of us, if we're honest, we're not really patient people. Like, it's interesting. If you look 10 years ago, like the average time people would spend on a YouTube video is like 10 minutes. Now it's like 10 seconds. Like literally, like how many of you guys are scrolling through Instagram and you're like, 1, 2, okay, 3 seconds, I'm done with that video. Next one. Like, I mean, literally you're just scrolling through pictures. You're not even stopping to pay attention. You're like, oh, that looks interesting. Like, we're not patient people. We don't just sit and wait. Abraham got impatient. He got hangry. There was a famine. He was hungry. I'm going to go to Egypt. I know how to do that. The third thing is he justified a bad thing for a good reason. This goes back to the story right at the beginning, man. There's just not many things that are worth lying for in my book. Sure, I might have made a mistake, and it might be hard in the moment, but like that lie's only going to make it worse. So am I going to just suck it up and deal with it then? Or am I going to lie about it and have to deal with it twice as much? Or like, it's okay to steal if I'm doing it like Robin Hood style. Like, I mean, not even those things. Like, there's so many times that we justify something that we know is wrong for good reasons, isn't it? That's hard, but I think that's real. We live in a culture that tells us a means to an end is okay. Our culture tells us as long as it's for a good reason, as long as it's for a good cause, anything's okay. The problem is that's not what Jesus says. In fact, Jesus says the opposite. It's interesting, these last few months, like I got to this point in this message and I was like, all right, so what? This is great. I understand this is true. But like, how do I change that in my life? And this story like has been playing on repeat in my brain the last couple months. And it's in Luke 10, and there's a story of two ladies. They're two friends of Jesus, Mary and Martha. Some of you guys know this story. Middle school, you've heard me tell it like probably 16 times by now. But basically, they all go over to Mary and Martha's house. And Martha's just running around like crazy. She's trying to get all these things prepped for Jesus. She wants the best for Jesus. I think that's a fair thing. Martha gets a bad rap for being the one who's been busy, but I think she had good intentions. I think she wanted the best for Jesus. She wanted to give everything she could for him. And Mary walks up and drops at his feet and just sits there and listens to him. And Martha's like, Jesus, can you tell her to help me? This is her job. This is her role. I shouldn't have to do this myself. And Jesus is like, Martha, you missed it. Mary picked what's right. Here's why this is playing on repeat in my brain. Because all of your problems get fixed when you sit at the feet of Jesus. You want to trust Jesus more? Don't go home and try and trust him. That's not a thing that can happen. You want to fix a problem in your life? Don't go home and try and fix that problem. You're not good enough. Sit at the feet of Jesus. Like really, honestly, just go be with Jesus. This started for me when we did this prayer day and like planning for our series, and I've never really spent a large amount of time just being with Jesus. It's always like I'm going to pray, or I'm going to listen to worship music, or I'm going to read my Bible, or I'm going to do this thing or whatever. And I just heard God just sit and listen to me. And so I set a timer on my phone for an hour, which like for me, I was like, this is going to be forever. There's no way I'm going to make it through this hour. And I just sat we have a hammock in our living room because it's awesome. And I just sat in this hammock and I just listened to Jesus. I didn't say anything. I just tried to be in his presence. Guys, that was the most spiritual thing I think I've ever done in my life. No joke. And I'm not saying that's what you have to do. But I think sometimes when we think of what does it mean to be in God's presence, we have all these like misconceptions that we bring. We want to be Martha. I'm going to be in God's presence by reading 18 bajillion books of the Bible. Okay, that's a good thing, but I don't know if that puts you in God's presence. Or I'm going to be in God's presence because I'm going to be the best prayer in the world. Like, that's a good thing, but I don't know if that puts you in God's presence. I'm going to just be the most worshipful person I know. Those are all good things. And I think we do these right things, but we miss just being with Jesus. The other night, Ari and I were having a date night, and I know, it happens. We were like, she's pregnant, and so she gets tired and grumpy a lot. It's just part of the deal. It's okay. I still love her. And the thing is like, she had it in her mind that we needed to do something. She's like, let's play a game. Let's do this thing. Let's watch. I don't really want to watch a show. Let's like, and she had this like thing in her mind, and I had all these expectations that I brought. And it like, eventually we're like, we're not even enjoying this. We're trying to force this thing. So you know what we did? I turned on Destiny, my video game, started playing it, and she sat on the couch and read her book next to me. And just being in each other's presence was enough. Sometimes just sitting in God's presence is enough. When was the last time you went into God's presence just to be there? Sit in God's presence. There's a second practice that I started, and I did this with Ari and actually Madison. And I started reading this prayer that the Jews say every single morning and every single night. And I'm going to be honest, the first couple times that, like, the first, 2 weeks, it felt like I was just doing something for a routine. It really did. Like, I'm doing this because I know it's good. I'm doing this because it's become a thing. And now, though, it's like this grounding point for me. It's almost like become a part of who I am. Every morning, every night, when I forget about it, I just do it in the middle of the day. It's not like a legalistic thing, but it's one of those things that it just becomes this mantra in my life. It's called the Shema. And the prayer goes like this. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. These words I've commanded you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children. You shall talk about them when you walk down the way, or when you sit in your homes, when you walk down the way, when you lie down and when you rise. They shall be as a sign on your hand. They shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on your gates and on your doorposts." Every morning, every night, any Orthodox Jew says this. It's a prayer that they pray to God. And here's the point. The point is this. Everything you do, all the things that you do it because you love God with everything. this has been such a like grounding point for me. I get it sounds weird. It took probably a good 3-4 weeks before it started like even meaning something. And now it's become something that like when I don't do it, I like feel it in my day. If I wake up and I don't say this, I'm like, something's off. I didn't ground myself this morning. I didn't start with Jesus. Like literally, it feels weird and even sounds weird saying. But I challenge you guys to try this. Like every day before, like the first thing you do when you wake up, I literally took a picture of this on the Bible app and set it as the home screen on my phone until I memorized it. So when I would wake up, because I'm the kind of person that wakes up and looks at my phone, I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, I should do that. And then the last thing before I went to bed, because I'm the kind of person that looks at my phone right before I go to bed. And I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, I should do that. And then I would talk to, like, literally we had a text between the three of us and be like, hey, what is God saying to you through that today? What is God telling you through that today? Like, have you remembered to do it? And half the time it was like, nope, forgot about it. I'm going to do it right now. Guys, sit at Jesus' feet. My challenge to you is to start this. This is one way to do that. Put yourself in God's presence every day, every moment. Guys, this has become a mantra in my life. When I don't feel okay, I stop and I say that in my head. And it's this like reminder to me that I need to love God with everything I am. And if I'm not doing that, what am I doing? How can I trust God with the little things in my life if I don't love him with everything I am? It's easier to die for Jesus sometimes than it is to live for Jesus. And the first way that we live for Jesus is just sitting at God's feet. Just sit at his feet. God, I just thank you for stories like Abraham. Like, he gets it right, and then he screws it up, and then he screws it up again, and it makes me feel better about my life because that's how I work. But God, I want to trust you. I think there's a lot of our students out here that want to trust you. I feel like I'm missing if I don't just like stop and go, if you've never trusted Jesus, all you've got to do is to ask him to come in. There's no magic words, no crazy prayer. You could like tonight ask Jesus to trust him and begin to trust him and begin to be like him. That's what it means to be a follower of him. God, I can't do this on my own. You save me. I'm going to just try and be like you. Man, thank you so much that is the promise that you give all of us. We don't have to do it. You can literally just like save us. We just want to be like you. God, help us to be a youth group that's defined by how we trust you. That when people come here, they see you as a reflection. God, we love you so much. In your name, amen. Guys, we're going to head to small groups, middle school. You can go upstairs like normal. High school, you guys can go to your spots. If you don't know where to go, come up to the front and find me.